Hi everyone, I'm Belina. Welcome to my channel or welcome back. And whatever the case, I'm very happy to have you. And uh past 2 or 3 days now I've been doing voiceover. So I'm back on screen. And wow, can't believe how fast that October is going. Uh it's going so fast. But if you are just now finding me, uh I am doing what I call Belina's 31 Days of Spectacular Scares. And I started on the first, and I've been late on some of my videos going up. But I will be going until the 31st, and I've been doing different things, mainly telling spooky stories. And I've had a Reiki session and uh, a psychic reading, which it deals with the unknown, but that's it's not really as scary. That was more emotional, but it does deal with the unknown. So any of my videos, I've got several up already, and I've got a playlist made. Uh, Go watch those. I'd appreciate it so much. But if you've been watching, you know I've been talking a lot about curses, cursed objects, and that type of thing. And most curses start with tragedy and death. And what I wanted to talk about on this episode, it definitely deals with that. And I do have notes here because I know I may be older than some of you all. But this person was before my time. Of course, I've heard of him. I've heard of some of the movies. But like I said, it was before my time. The late actor James Dean. And the thought that the car that he perished in was cursed. And here's where I'm going to get my notes because I don't want to tell anything wrong. But, okay. He was only 20, he was 24 years old when he died. And I'm just going to put my glasses on. I'm just going to read it, make it easier. But he was in a fatal car crash in September of 1955. And ironically, a while before that, he had done what they called, you can find it on YouTube, he had done what they called like a public service announcement. Of course, it was longer. I looked it up. And he was it was to warn people against, safety on the road. And he said he was being more careful. Of course, this was an accident. They were probably going to say that it was speed that caused it, but, an accident's an accident. I'm not going to put the blame on anyone, so. But anyway, he, at 24 years old, he had been doing the movie Giant. I've heard of that movie, but I've never seen it. But he'd been doing that. And then at one point when he came back to Los Angeles, he bought a silver gray Porsche Spider, and apparently they don't make those anymore. For you all that love cars, I'm sure you're laughing at me, but sounds like a really fancy car. I'm sure it was, but he had decided that he had done a little bit of racing already, and he had decided he wanted to enter a racing competition with this new car. And the odd thing is, on this, a lot of his friends, it was almost like they had a premonition or something. They had tried to talk him out of doing this, but he wanted to do it anyway. And he did. He talked a mechanic. I don't have his name down, but he talked a mechanic into going with him to this competition. And on the way to the competition, the mechanic was with him, and that's where when he had his fatal accident. He, I don't, I've read, I'm not sure who crashed into who, but like I said, I don't want to use the word fault because accidents, they do happen. But we'll just say he crashed with a college student, and he died instantly. And now the mechanic, he was injured pretty seriously, and the college student was barely, just minor, just scrapes and cuts. But wow, and I'm sure, I'm sure back then that Hollywood, because this is a sad story, just to think about it. I'm sure they took it hard. But anyway, the car that he had perished in. I need to straighten my screen up a little bit. There we go. A little bit better. Sorry about that. But anyway, the car he perished in, it was sold off uh, and salvaged for parts. And it seemed like anyone that handled the parts or had the parts, got any of the parts for their vehicle, uh, bad luck would follow them. Like when it was first being unloaded at a garage, I suppose it was. The car, it was a crumpled mess, and I'm gonna try to put a picture in if I can do that. If I don't, I'll show it over Pick Voice. But the car was in really bad shape. But when it was being unloaded, at least parts of it, or part of it, fell on a man, and he broke his leg. And a lot of souvenir hunters that were coming around trying to get, and I don't know why you'd want something like that. I really don't. Uh, a lot of them would get injured when they would try to steal something from the car as a souvenir. And also people that would that got parts for it that are had are tires from it. They had accidents or were in crashes. So you could say all this was coincidence, but was it? I mean, and I think I can take these off now. But yeah, it's something to think about. I mean, he was young, he was in his prime, and he was very loved as an actor, and he probably would have gone on to, he would have done great things. I mean, of course, people say, they talk about dying young. It's sad to die at any age, but yeah, 24 years old is a short time to be here on this earth. So it does make you wonder about it. But hope he's resting in peace. I really do. It's a sad situation, but and like I said, uh, naturally they would probably say speeding. They said he was doing 65 miles an hour, and the area he was in. Of course, that is the speed limit, like on the highway now, but it depends on the area. And back then, that was years ago. That was the 50s, but it may, I don't know, but he did perish. And finally, oh, and one, how did I almost forget this? Um, Finally, the owner of it that had it, that was selling it for the parts, all the things that were happening, he got a little spooked by this, and no one knows or maybe it was never found out. If you all have heard something, let me know because I'm curious about it. He wanted to put it on display somewhere, and he maybe did for a while because he got afraid for anyone to have parts or anything like that from it or to handle it much. But anyway, I think it was in 1960, I believe it was. I don't have the note on that, but I think it was 1960. I'll correct it if I'm wrong. But uh, it was said that the Porsche just disappeared. So wonder what happened to it. It just There's another mystery. So, and that's a sad story, but yeah, I actually do. The books I've been reading, especially the one by the John Zappis and Lady Rosemary, talking about cursed objects, talks about how objects absorb like our emotions, and a lot of things about us. And I kind of believe that. Some people say things are just things, and sometimes they are. But if they have a lot of meaning to someone, then they call it imprinting. And no, I'm not talking about the kind of imprinting on Twilight. No offense, but no. you can improve, there's a part of you, on something like that. So, anyway, okay, so I'm so sorry about last night. I was doing pick voices, probably why it picked up the ringing. Whereas now I've done video, I left a comment about that. My sister called me when I was trying to do my video last night, and you could hear it. And like I put in the comment, I'm sorry if it scared y'all, unless that's what you wanted was to be scared. But anyway, I'm gonna watch that from now on and make sure my ringer's off. So I'm sorry about that, but yeah, she's not been feeling well, and she needed me for something last night. So, but anyway, I do apologize for the interruption, and I'm going to go now, and I appreciate you all so much. Any views I get, I don't get that many, but I appreciate what I get. Comment, I love your comments, and like I said, now some of you may know more about this case than I do. If there's something I left out or there's any update, please leave it in comment or leave anything you'd like in the comments. And if you would subscribe, I would be so, so grateful. I would. And I'm going to go now. And thanks so much for watching. And I will be back tomorrow for something, another spectacular story, or I'll have something. But I'm not sure what it'll be yet. I've got some ideals, but I will be back. And like I said, I can't believe how fast the month is going. And I hope you're having a great October. And I'm going to go now. So, whatever it is for you, day or night, I hope you're having a great one. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.